and how we party. And I'll tell you, how do you party in Midlothian? That's a rhetorical question, actually. Now, I'm sitting here with a young man, I've got to say. Well, I've got to say that. It says that here in the script. I'm sitting here with Eric Davidson. Good afternoon, Eric.
Good afternoon, Mark. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic.
You're delighted to be here.
I'm absolutely delighted to have you back in the studio. I'll describe you as an entertainer.
Ugly.
Well, I could describe you as...
Aye, describe it, whatever.
No, describe you as an entertainer because you're a local man. You're from Newton Grange.
Literally over the road. Literally Gardner Place was brought up here.
Yeah. And well, you've done a lot, but you do various things. You're a poet. You're a comedy writer. You do a bit of stand up comedy. You do your shows. You do
after dinner speaking.
And just to remind people who may not have heard you before, or may not have heard you being interviewed before, how did you get involved in all this?
I fell. I don't know. I was always keen on. I was always keen on writing, and I was keen on writing poems and telling gags and things. So I suppose I was always looking for vehicles to get into it, and I did a few gigs at the Stand Comedy Club, and then I started doing after dinner speaking, and it's. But I suppose my dad used to write a lot of poetry. My granddad, who was when this was an old school at one time, my granddad was the janitor here. So that's really how long ago that was. He survived World War One, and he was a bit of a war poet as well. So it's obviously in the genes somewhere, That's why I'm wearing jeans today.
So it was handed down, and
possibly,
and just something that you thought, well, okay,
it's in there. You're always looking for a vehicle, and I'm always thinking up things, and I don't know where it comes from, but as long as it arrives as long as I keep receiving it, I'll keep on using it.
Thinking up things or making up things,
but a bit of both.
A bit of both. What out of all the things that you do, what do you prefer most?
Probably writing.
Yeah.
I know it sounds a bit anal, but no, I prefer writing. I love writing stuff, and it's amazing what you can come up with. But I love the performing as well. I mean, I must admit, but there's something about the writing that goes. You're on your own. You're just you're in a computer in a room on your own. It's amazing what it can. What comes out.
Now, I've spoken to and interviewed a lot of people, especially songwriters, who sit there and they do things, and then other people who say, I found something that I wrote 20 years ago, and I've rejigged it and did that. Do you sit there and you think to yourself, okay, well, I'm going to do this, and then sort of pass it to the side, and then come back to it at a later time, or have you found stuff that you wrote before and then rejigged it?
Some of the things you write. I've been probably doing this for about 12 years now. Some of the things that although I've always dabbled, but been doing it sort of as a sort of job in a way for 12 years. Sometimes you're right actually. You write things and you leave it to the side, and if you write something that's going on in the world, you tend to find that it comes back again. There's always trouble in the world. There's always, it's not a nice place at the moment. There are a lot of nice things, but I always, that happens quite a lot actually. You find yourself writing stuff or starting to write stuff. So, wait a now. Go to the filing cabinet and the filing cabinet shows you how old I am. Filing cabinet, and you find stuff that's fairly similar. But
so there's an element of topical humour then.
Oh, aye. You have to change it. You have to keep up to date.
Now we're going to be talking about your festival show. We're going to be talking about that in the second segment. Last year, if I remember rightly, your show was based around the independence referendum.
Aye, but the last 2 years actually. The first 2 years ago, I did Brigade Doom, and last year was what was that again? The Independent State of Eric, which were based around both shows were based around the referendum. This year, it's completely. Although there is some political stuff in the show this year, it's basically the show title this year is It's a Wrong Way to Ukulele. A wee clue there. I picked up a ukulele about 3 years ago, and I've loved it, and I play it all the time now, and I love it. So I'm always writing songs and writing parodies, doing a lot of parody and stuff like that, and a lot of poems thrown in as well. So this is basically a bit as far as content's concerned, Mark, it's fairly free for all. Although I can't Probably it's a knitting thing, a Newton Grange thing, but you can't keep away from politics for too long, you know. So there's some stuff in there. It's good. I'm really chuffed with the show this year. I've written a lot. I've been busy writing, and I'm really chuffed with it. Yeah.
I'm going to take back to you talking about the ukulele, because the first time I ever saw you perform was up in Pennacook, and I saw you with your ukulele, and you did a little parody that involved Alex Salmond.
That's
and,
right.
And brought the house down. Brought the house down. But you know, it's probably. I mean, when you say ukulele, a lot of people think George Formby.
Oh no! He could play the ukulele. He could play it. Apparently, one of the greatest ukulele players of all time. No, I just strum. I play the guitar. You see, I can play the guitar fairly poorly. Play the piano fairly poorly as well. But the ukulele is. I just like the sound of it, and it's amazing. It's a great vehicle. It's a good vehicle for what I do, you know. So I use it, and it's a. I know it's the new rock and roll now, you know. There's ukulele orchestras all over the world, you know, everywhere at the moment. But I just like it. It's good fun, you know, and it fits into your back pocket more or less, you know. So you can take it about you know.
I'm just having a look at it. I mean, it's got a. Is that a
It's
little amplifier?
clean actually.
It looks like it's been hand glossed. Looks like it's been given a coat of paint for you know.
Could well be
some hardware store, but
Could
no,
be.
it's a. How can I describe it? It's a very cute little instrument.
It certainly is.
You know,
There it is. There you go.
just a great wee thing. We'll get you to do something in the second segment. and,
That'll be fine.
once you've warmed up.
Once I've warmed up.
Now I'm quite keen on the part about the poetry, because a lot of people say, a lot of people's perceptions, including mine, would be like, you know, poetry. I would never go to a poetry reading.
I know.
Because it's just, you know, what would I expect? Just somebody to stand there and be giving, you know, just reading words. But your perception of it is totally different.
Poetry is one of the oldest art forms in the world, you know. People writing in verse, Shakespeare wrote in verse, the Greeks wrote in verse. I think I don't know the history, I don't know go into all that stuff, but
Yeah.
I love it, you know. I've always done it ever since I was a wee laddie. I've wrote poems. I just love doing it, and I love a lot of serious stuff as well. I read a lot of Dylan Thomas and W.B. Yeats and Burns and Shakespeare sonnets and everything, but I particularly like Spike Mulligan's. Spike Mulligan's amazing, not just for comic poetry, but for fairly. Well, Spike was a bit of a. No, I'm not saying I'm a manic depressive, but Spike very much was a manic depressive, and some of his works mirror that. Dylan Thomas, huge fan of him, but comic poetry I thoroughly enjoy, you know.
Well, talking about comic poetry, you're going to read us one of your pieces.
You want me to do it now?
Give us a
Yeah.
tell us a bit about it and give us a bit of background.
Well,
on it
this is a
before
new one. This is one I'm doing at the show. Basically, watching MasterChef one night, I got an idea for a poem. If you imagine sorry, I'm just having a drink of water.
That's fine.
If you imagine a hoodie, if anywhere in Scotland going down to take part in a cookery competition in England, so this is called Master Chav. Here we go. There'll be Mars bars on the bunker, there'll be shock breed in the drawer, there'll be Branston pickle in a jar, drop scones by the score, Buckfast cooling in the fridge, sour cream there as well. When I get down to London, I'm going to give these foodies hell, 'cause once I'm in the kitchen in front of Greg and John, I'll show them what I made of once I switch that oven on. I'll use the raw ingredients, 'cause I do out in halves, and if I lose, I'll kick their heads in, 'cause I'm your master chav. There'll be macaroons aplenty, there'll be stovies on a plate, there'll be loads of Mackie's ice cream to help them salivate. Arbro Smokies air shirt tatties, plenty for bridies. Try sugar on a piece to quell the hunger that's inside yous. A tray of Tunnocks tea cakes. I'm a homemade clouted dumpling. Beetroot for the garden without the fancy crumpling. And if the critics questions, are you doing this for a laugh? I'll no doubt stick the head in them, 'cause I'm your master chav. There'll be the Asian sea bass or fancy foie de gras. There'll be the Italian truffles or your Russian caviar. All the English viewing public, they're going to be in shock. Did you watch that cooking programme? Did you see that stupid jock? And if I get a telling for that bohead Michel Roux, I'll hit him out of cooking with a tin iron brew. And when it comes to butcher meat, forget the fatted calf. I'll cut up that Frenchman, 'cause I'm your master, chav. Aye, one day I'll be famous, I'll be taking loads of bookings, appearing around the country teaching proper Scottish cooking. I'll hit you if you didn't like our Great Way Nations larder, and if you didn't buy my books, I'll hit you even harder. And if I'm booked today, some demonstrations in your house, I always keep your fridge door closed, didn't let me loose. You'll wish you hadn't bothered when my head stuck down the lave with drinking all your Carlsberg special, 'cause I'm your master, chav.
And the crowd are going mental. Do you know, I was sitting there smiling, listening to that. And I'll tell you why. Is because generally you don't hear when people are delivering. I've got my radio voice on just now. You know, and generally when people are delivering a performance, they put on their performance voice. Now that is very much a Midlothian Scottish performance voice, and you know, unless you go to Burns nights and various other things, it's very rare to hear that. So it's really refreshing, I've got to say.
Good.
Aye, I like it. I like it. No, you know, I wish more people would sing. You know, more Scottish people would sing like the Proclaimers when they're doing stuff, and give it a bit of accent rather than a sort of West Coast American accent. Do you feel that you accentuate your a little bit more when you're doing the poetry?
But your accent?
Yes.
No, not really. I didn't try and accentuate it at all. I hope I did anyway. It's where you're from, eh? It's what I do. So it's no, I can understand where you're coming from. But no, because it's in the written in the dialect, and I read it in the dialect. You know.
Well, if we have upset any chaps today, then
I don't think so.
No, it's a general disclaimer. Now, can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can't remember either.
I can't remember because I never told you, or you can't remember because I
That's
never
right.
told you. Going to cut to some music. Going to come back and speak to Eric Davidson after a bit of this. Take that. And if you have just joined us, take this. Sitting here with Eric Davidson, just comedy entertainer. Just whatever. You're very humble.
Human being. Thank you. I'm actually.
You're very humble about what you do. I mean, in the entertainment world, it's one of these things that when you stand on stage, you know, you're a totally different person to who you are off stage. You know.
Yeah.
I get that you're quite a shy guy.
I'm actually.
Yeah. But
People out there will probably believe that. People that know me, but no, I'm a.
And then obviously when you step on, as I say, when you step onto that stage, something just clicks.
You explode for half an hour and 3/4 an hour, then you're back in your shell again, you know.
And then there's that come down. There's that when the adrenaline starts draining away, and there's that come down, coming back to reality.
Aye, driving home for Glasgow.
Yep. Well, I well know about the long drives home. Now, the point of you being here today is to talk about your show at the Edinburgh Festival.
Yeah,
Festival
thank you.
Fringe.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us about what's happening.
Well, the show this year is it's a wrong way to ukulele. Nice wee playing words. Basically, it's everything it says. It does everything it says in the tin. You know, it's my ukulele, myself, and my book of poems. I'll be doing some poetry as well. I've been busy writing stuff. I've been coming up with ideas, and I'm really chuffed with the ingredients this year.
The ingredients, the content of what you're putting out. Now, what's the venues this year? Because there's 2 different venues this year.
I was late in booking, so I've ended up. I was wanting a smaller venue this year anyway. So I've ended up with for the first 8 nights. It's part of the Royal College of Surgeons on Nicholson Street, just off Nicholson Street. I'm doing 8 nights there. That's at 7:15, and the second 12 nights.
Jumping over again the diary. This is live entertainment.
The first 8 nights I'm at the Space at Jury's, the Triplex, Space Triplex, which is just off Nicholson Street. That's a 60-seater. That's venue 38, and venue 260 is the Space at Jury's Inn on Jeffrey Street, just up from the train station at Market Street. That's a nice wee 35-seater.
So how many nights you doing all in?
20.
20 nights.
Yeah, 8 and 12. 20 nights, apart from Sundays.
So you got yourself all geared up for it.
I'm ready. I'm more or less ready, I think. A few wee tweaks here and there, but I'm more or less ready. Yeah.
Now, just when you said that you were looking for a smaller venue, is that just to get the sort of the buzz off the crowd and
Aye.
get the intimacy?
Aye. I mean, I had the last couple of years. I had a 150 seater, which is great the weekends because I sold the weekends out. Friday, Saturdays were all sold out, and Thursdays were really good. But the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays were a wee bit quiet, 35, 40 people, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Because the Fringe is just, I mean, the Fringe catalogue, if you've seen the Fringe catalogue, it's like the Argos catalogue, it's like, there's just too much going on, and it's mental. So even to get 35 people on a Monday night during the festival is quite good, actually.
I've got to say, I mean, I agree with you because the Fringe has just really exploded over the last few years.
It's lucky because I'm local, so I got a lot of local people in, which is great.
Yeah.
Because it brings them into Edinburgh as well. I've been going to the Fringe since I was a wee boy. And the good thing about me doing the festival is people say, oh, Eric's doing the festival. And what they tend to do is, particularly at the weekends, they'll come in at lunchtime and they'll do the high street, maybe taking a show, go for a bite to eat and come and see my show.
Yeah.
And it's great.
I had that planned last year with my wife, but we ended up waylaid and
Drunk.
Aye. Yep, we ended up at some pub somewhere, and that was what happened. It was our anniversary.
But so it's good. It's good.
It's good.
And the show this year, it's mainly ukulele, and the songs this year are based on just things I've been picking up throughout the year. There are